Now, Chinese media recently reported the case of two migrant workers who were forced to get off a long-distance coach mid-journey. The reason? Their fellow travellers suspected them of having H1N1 flu. The two workers, who are from Sichuan province, worked in a factory in Guangxi. And as their factory had achieved its annual production target early, the employees were allowed to return to their homes early for the Spring Festival, China's Lunar New Year holiday. The two colleagues developed colds on the long journey and began to cough, and even though they put on masks to ease concerns, the other passengers on the bus eventually forced them to get off at a service zone.
Well, the unfortunate pair were later found walking on the roadside by police and taken to a local hospital. On examination, it turned out they were suffering from nothing more serious than common colds. The story and the sometimes irrational fears regarding H1N1 flu that it illustrates has got plenty of people talking online. Our researcher Jackie Wen has been looking into this and joins us now from the newsroom. And Jackie, throwing people off a bus for coughing seems a little extreme. How have net users been reacting to this incident?
Well, of those commenting, most seem to have a sympathy for the two migrant workers. Some point out that at the simple legal level, the two workers bought tickets. That means they had a contract with the transportation company, and the bus company was legally obliged to get the pair home. They say the fact that the two were ejected from the bus means not only there is something wrong with the transportation company's management policy, but that it also shows the driver's lack of care and responsibility. Others say the attitude of the other people on the bus was too cold, especially as they had no proof of the circumstances.
And so, Jackie, is there anyone who actually supports the passengers' actions?
Well, there are those who say the two should have left the bus voluntarily rather than waiting until they were told to get off. These people say if the two really did have H1N1, any number of people could have become infected. They say other people also have a right to travel on a bus in safety without the risk of catching a potentially dangerous disease. And some even say that people are focusing on this case just because the two were migrant workers, widely seen as a disadvantaged group in Chinese society.
Thanks, Jackie. Now, Sylvia, it does seem that the fears about H1N1 do seem to sort of go up and down. This is an extreme case that we saw here, the workers being thrown off the bus. But sometimes maybe on the latest fix. Now, you recently did a story on one aspect of this.
Right, a few weeks ago we did a story about flu vaccines and how people more people are concerned about the safety of flu vaccines, so they prefer not taking the flu vaccines. And, of course, some other people just care about the latest figures. Like, as you said, as the news dies down, then they don't really take the H1N1 flu seriously.
Sure. And as well, I think the fact that it's become not so common, but as more people have had the flu, and most people seem to know at least somebody who had it, or they know somebody who knows somebody who had it, and people get the flu, and it seems to be a bad dose, and we hear about those people who have to go to hospital, and some unfortunately have died. We hear about those in the television. But the ones we hear about anecdotally in the street, people seem to get it as a bad case of flu and get better, and people sort of think, well, you know, maybe it's not that bad. And then, of course, we do have the people like this who are saying, it's so scary that I don't want to stand beside somebody who's sniffling and coughing.
Right, right. Well, don't go away. Coming up next, we have our question of the day.